welcome to Details, the episode 2. My name is Jadine. I am a breathwork and wellness coach, sharing stories about the moments that will take your breath away. Okay, so if we're going in chronological order, episode 1 was called Engaged at Breath Fest. So it was all about the engagement. You coming up to say hi? All right, buddy wants to join us in this episode. Have a seat, Bubba. So episode 1 was Engaged at Breath Fest, and I think what makes the most sense to talk about now is the Bachelerette, since that was kind of like the next big thing that happened after the engagement. And I think I want to talk also about friendship, because friendships have been such a grounding and pivotal part of my life forever, for as long as I can remember. My friendships have always been so near and dear to me. I had 10 bridesmaids, and that was truly a reflection of these really intimate bonds that I've been a part of over the past 35 years. Half of my bridesmaids are married, literally 5 of them, and I was able to participate in all of their weddings and was in their bridal parties as well. Some of them as a bridesmaid and then others as the maid of honor. And it just felt like such a full circle moment having them participate in mine. And I've moved to 4 different cities as an adult. I've lived in New York City, then moved to Los Angeles, then moved to Indianapolis, and now I'm in Cleveland. And so in each of these places, I've really been so grateful to find amazing friends, amazing friends. And they have happened to stay with me. I remember when I was in Indianapolis, I had a friend who used to say, friendships can come for seasons, reasons, or lifetimes. And that always really stuck out to me, because I definitely in my middle school years had certain friends and thought that we were gonna be forever friends, and then I don't know what happened, but those friendships kind of dissipated. That was very difficult for me in middle school. I definitely had a really hard time with losing those friendships or those friendships shifting. And I feel like if I would have known reasons, seasons, and lifetimes, that would have helped me navigate that. What ended up helping me navigate that was my mom. She was really there for me through that time. And just the way that she would show me care and tell me that it was going to be okay and that I was going to meet, the right group of friends, really helped me to realize that, friendship is 2 ways, and I shouldn't dedicate my energy. We shouldn't dedicate our energy into relationships that are one-sided, because that's not life-giving. That's not realistic. And so I'm really proud to say that the 10 women that were a part of my bridal party, they have seen my highest highs and my lowest lows. I've cried with each of them. I've rejoiced with each of them. I've met their children. I've played with their children. There's just a really beautiful gratitude that I feel for being able to have these really strong friendships. And the other thing I'll say about friendships is there were 2 serious relationships that I was in where the partner that I was with didn't have strong friend groups. And I think that always made it really challenging for them to understand why I wanted to travel so much to visit friends, why I prioritize my friends. And so I think it's really important to make sure that both people have their own friends, their own groups, their own group chats, their own trips and reunions and things that they commit to. And for a while, like several years after my graduation for college, me and my college girls, we would go on at least a yearly trip, and we made that we made that a consistent thing. And I have that same level of consistency with all of my friends, that we really, even though sometimes it's not as consistent as a year anymore, but it's like when we meet up, we pick up right where we left off. So that's really beautiful. So when it comes to the Bachelorette, there were three cities that I was considering, three major cities I was considering. I had an Airbnb wish list. The first option was New Orleans. The second one was Lake Tahoe. And where was the third? Maybe I think it was like Phoenix or Scottsdale. It was Scottsdale, Arizona, because I've heard amazing things about Scottsdale. So it was Scottsdale, New Orleans, Lake Tahoe. So we did some digging, made some, wish lists of the different places, and Tahoe was just giving the vibes. Tahoe was giving the cabin vibes. I wanted mountain, I wanted water, and New Orleans is such a dope city. It's amazing. It's so much fun every time I go, but the places we were looking at were very compact, and I just wanted space. And so we literally ended up in Taylor Swift's Camp Evermore, and the cabin was insane. It was beautiful. It was huge. Hot tub, sauna, game room, like bedrooms that had enough space for two girls. And it was just absolutely beautiful. It was like in the mountains, like there was beautiful hikes around, so people would wake up in the morning, some people would go for a walk, some people would go for coffee to the local coffee shops. It was absolutely gorgeous. And so that was the really cool thing about the way that the Bachelorette rolled out, is that everybody just kind of did their own thing, but they included each other. There was no cliquey BS or anything like that. It was like, if people wanted to go get coffee, they went. If people wanted to go for a walk, they went. And everybody just kind of like meshed well. And that's really cool, because most of my friends, they have either met, they are either part of a group of like sub friends within that group, or they've all met each other at some point. I think there was just a couple who hadn't met each other yet. And so that was really incredible too. Like the vibe all weekend was just like positive and just amazing vibes, amazing energy. So what I wanted for my Bachelorette, because I had done like Vegas, I had done Miami, I had done more higher energy type trips. And what I've noticed with those trips is, and especially as I got older with friend trips, is like you're just raging and having the best time, and then by the time the trip is over, if you didn't have like time to actually sit and talk, it could feel like, wait, I'm not ready to go. Like I really wanted to make sure that we gave each other activities, and we did things that allowed us to fully connect with each other. And then some of my friends are moms, and so taking trips is definitely a privilege, and so I really wanted it to feel like a retreat. So we did a beautiful hike. Oh my gosh, this hike was gorgeous. By the time we made it to the top, I don't think we were thinking we were gonna make it to the top at one point. It was very hot. But we did make it to this beautiful waterfall, and we're just all like hanging out by the waterfall and talking and sitting. And my sister Jasmine, she comes up to me, and some context about her, I always feel like she visits me in the form of a butterfly. I don't know like when that started, but it's a thing. So we're sitting and by this water, and my sister Jasmine comes over to me, and she literally says that there is a butterfly that is on her shoulder, and this butterfly has been just stuck to her shoulder and following her around. She always visits me in the form of that, and then all of a sudden there's this butterfly that's just like stuck to her, following her around for a while. my one friend was calling her Princess Jasmine, because it was just like this really beautiful moment. So that was the hike. There was one point when we were 1 foot in Nevada, 1 foot in California. It was really cool. And we came back and just kind of decompressed. And my sisters had a surprise spa day. So they had these face masks and lip scrubs. And then my one sister, Jasmine, she played instruments for us. And she did some sound healing for my friends. And that's always been like, I mean, I looked back at photos yesterday of some of my college girls. We were on a trip in 2018, this was, and we were in the California, up in San Francisco, hiking for one of their bachelorettes. And of course there's a photo of me like leading them in like breath work. This is even before I was the breathing teacher. And so just like, I love being able to tap into those moments with friends, especially that don't live in the same city as me. And so for us to just do this like group sound bath was chef's kiss. It was such a beautiful moment. And then we took like this big cuddle puddle photo after, and I loved that. So we built in lots of downtime, lots of opportunities for us to connect. And then, you know, it's like one part of me is like, let's just like be barefoot and do sound healing. And then this other part of me is like, let's also have Cowboy Carter night, where you're getting dressed up to be in your like cowboy outfits, and then we're going to a bougie dinner. And so that's what we did. It was just the perfect mix. Every time we went out to dinner, I think we were just so in awe of the beauty of Tahoe. Everywhere we went, you would think it was probably our first time going out. I mean, we would roll up and it was these picturesque, from a movie, from a postcard, these views of the mountains in the background with the lake. Food was incredible, and so we did that for the 2 different nights, and it was just absolutely perfect. So that is pretty much how Tahoe went. On the last day, we were kind of all filtering out at different times, and I had made a really late flight because my sister Justine was flying out and I didn't want her to be by herself. And so it turns out that she actually ended up needing to change her flight, and she left earlier on she left very like in the middle of the night on Saturday night, or on Sunday night. I think it was like 4 a.m. or something. And then, so there was a couple of us. It was me, Jasmine, Jordan, and Lauren. It was us 4 left on the last day. And so we basically found this beach that we wanted to go to that was like a little bit more of like a local beach. And so we're on the way there in the Uber, and the guy's like, well, actually this one is like maybe a better option for you because it's closer to the airport, and he listed a bunch of reasons. We ended up going to this beach like with our suitcases in tow. No lie. And it couldn't have been better. The views, I mean, I'm gonna like show you so you can see right here. The views were absolutely just surreal. I've never seen anything like it. We were parked on the beach. There was this like food spot, so you can get water, you can get beverages, whatever you want, and just bring it back to your area. The water in Tahoe is really cold. Luckily I had been cold plunging, so I was like a little bit more used to it. I did not dunk my head, although some of my friends did. But that was really, really beautiful. Just like being in this beautiful spot. I sat on that beach for 8 hours. It was the longest I've ever sat on the beach. Also, I forgot to say, one of my favorite activities from the Bachelerette was the surprise luxury picnic that these chicks planned for me. I had no idea we were doing this. They just told me, get your bathing suit on, and I roll up to this like beach picnic with a charcuterie board of my dreams, beautiful glasses, plates, flowers, and we had brought sandwiches, and we were just having this luxury picnic. Some people were playing cornhole. We were in floaties in the lake, and it was just like absolutely amazing. It was Tahoe luxury picnics. So that kind of really sums up the Bachelerette. It was absolutely a dream, and it was the perfect way for the girls to all come together before we were gonna do the wedding. And so I also want to make sure that I answer some of the questions that came through yesterday. One of them was, when am I debuting on HBO? I'm not sure, but thank you for subscribing. By the way, there's 104 of you who are subscribed. So if you haven't subscribed yet, do me a favor. Just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Someone else asked, my only question is, can we rewind and do this again? Maybe the 10-year anniversary. And then someone else asked, what are y'all's couple goals? And so I asked Rowan, and he is actually at a bachelor party for his best friend right now. And but he did answer. He said, my quick thoughts are build a life we love together, children, laughing, travel, pushing each other to personal goals. So that is his response. And then mine is financial stability, continue to learn how to support each other best, keep compassion at the forefront, finish our house renovations, actually start our house renovations in that case, and prepare for children. So that is our responses to the questions that you had. Thank you so much for tuning in to the details.